Steve Shields here from 40K All Day, and I have some great news. My man Al here has agreed to sponsor the channel. That means all the prize support will be thanks to this man. So he's going to give a little rundown on the shop here, and hopefully you guys come check it out for him.
Hi everyone, my name is Al Maldonado. Welcome to Games and Things. We opened the store about 3 months ago, mid-June. It's in Elmwood Park, located on Belmont Avenue, just west of Harlem. We are open 6 days a week till midnight, except for Sundays at 6. Hope to see everyone in. Everyone's welcome. Thank you.
All right, so we are in the midst of setting up a 5,000 point game here because big games are clearly the best. So I'm going to go ahead and do a rundown of what I have as per usual, and then Al will run down what he's got. So over here are the less exciting guys. We've just got 2 units, 5-man Marines, Meltos for tank poppage, and always the Blast Masters for that deny cover, strength 8 hotness. We got 2 Helldrakes here, and my Lord of Skulls. After Ben just smashing my face in with his, I had to get mine to come out on the field. This is the first time I'm running it. It's the Hellbrute Murder Pack. So there's 5 of them. They're getting the 5-up invul, and Mr. Shooty here is the aspiring champion. If he dies, they get Rage, and so that's going to be awesome for Thunderhammer Fist. Here is a Death Star number 2. Lord of Skulls obviously being number 1. I've got my Axe Lord there and the Sorcerer level 3, and then 10 Terminators riding around in the Spartan. It is upgraded with the Melta shielding, so hopefully that helps me out. And Death Star number 3, because you can never get enough Death Stars, is the puppies that you guys know and love. 2 units of Cultists, just wound soakage and objective camping. I do have some heavy weapons. We're rocking 4 las cannons and 8 autocannons. They're going to go behind that sweet, sweet Aegis. And then we got 5 Oblits. That's 2 squads of 2, 1 squad of 1. So we're going to go ahead and switch to Al.
All right, so my 5,000 points of Death Company and Blood Angels, we start with, we've got 4 Tactical Marines in drop pods with flamers and missile launchers. As we scan to the left, to the right here, we have an Imperial Knight. We bring my version of Mephiston, a chaplain with a plasma. Brother Corbelo, my apologies for the unpainted models. We've got a Furioso Dread with blood talons in the back. On this Storm Raven, Mephiston's personal flyer. Then we move over. We've got a 16 or 15-man Death Company with a chaplain. We've got a Thunderhammer, 3 power fists, and 2 power weapons, along with 5 bolt guns. We have the exact same on this unit, and again, my apologies for not all the models being painted. And they're both coming in Crusaders. We have a 30-man Death Company with jump packs and a couple of and 3 power fists, along with Astrath the Grim. And as we continue on, the 3 remaining tactical squads with missile launchers and flamers in drop pods. That is my list.
So alright, he's got a pretty elite list going a completely different direction to me, so this should be an interesting game. We're going to go ahead, roll up mission, deploy, give you a quick recap, and then start this madness. So here we are after deployment. I've got my Lord of Skulls on this flank, Puppy Death Star up here, Termy Death Star there. We've got the Hellbrute Murder Pack hiding in the building, autocannons on top. Over there's some more heavy weapons. And then I've got Oblits and Demons in reserve. And his side of the field looks kind of empty. He's just got Mr. Knight over there, and everyone else is in reserves. So we're doing a special mission here. It's basically capture and control the city. So as you see, that's a void generator there. That's going to be worth 3 points, whereas the objectives there, and on both the bridge are each worth 1. So obviously the center of the city is the most important, as it should be. So, Al, if you will go ahead and try to steal the initiative here. It's a 4. So already, I go first.
Except Brother Corbelo allows me to re-roll.
Oh, see? Trickiness I don't even know about.
And for Brother Corbelo's re-roll,
even worse. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and take my first turn. We'll see what happens. To be fair, I don't really have many targets. Guys, so end of turn 1 here. As you can see, all my boys move forward. The Icarus and all the Hellbrutes fired at Mr. Knight, hidden behind the columns there. It is knife fight, but he had his invul anyway, so he was rocking a 4 no matter what. I did actually 2 whole points with the Dreadnoughts, with the Rockets, believe it or not. Fired 3 total las cannons, 2 of which twin-linked, and they literally all missed. So lasers apparently not my friends this game, but rockets are. So he's going to deep strike in, drop pod shenanigans, and, you know, try to just thoroughly mess up my day. Alright, so here we are at the end of Al's turn 1. He tried to drop 2 drop pods down here, and they both kind of went whooshah. So one of them went off the board, and I placed that one in the agua over there. But this guy here dropped out, flamethrower man, nuked some cultists. They're down to 3. Kind of amusingly, they rolled a 3 in their leadership, so they're rock solid, they're staying. And then, as I said, they're over in the water there. He hit with his missile, honorable mention, but he didn't manage to do anything to the Lord of Skulls. His knight stalked out from behind the pillars there and decided he was going to try to get some revenge. He direct hit the rhino, penned it, blew off his twin-link bolter there, and he failed to hurt the dreadnought. So we're going to go ahead and see what I can do on my turn, see what reserves come in, so on and so forth. Okay, end of my turn 2 here. As you can see, my dragons came in and toasted those boys. It did actually take the las cannons, the auto cannons, the cultists, and the dragons to take them out. And then over here, I got all 3 of my Oblit squads against the knight there, and 2 out of 4 twin-link meltas completely missed. He's still alive, he's rocking 2 whole points left, and he's probably going to mess up some Oblits next turn. Puppies got into combat here, finished off the Marines that were left, and then that squad got flamed by the Lord of Skulls, who was so excited with the fire, he rolled Snake Eyes and couldn't charge. So, let's see what happens when those Land Raiders and the Storm Eagle come in. Or Storm Talon, rather. Alrighty, so here we are at the end of Al's turn 2, and he made it rain the pain. But this game is going to be henceforth known as Who Can Roll the Worst, because neither of us are rolling terribly spectacular right now. His big nasty flyer came in and completely whiffed against me. Over there, after all my meltas failed to kill the Titan, he went ahead, did a single wound to the Oblits there, charged in, and did a single other wound. So he actually won combat because I whiffed my attacks back. He fired his 30-man blob there at the Oblit and only did 2 wounds. Over there, the Land Raider, he mishapped and I put him right by my stab-happy murder fist pack. Over here, he came in, toasted some cultists. I went to ground and made 3 out of my 4 saves there. And he shot my Rhino in the rear, dropping it to a single hull point. So it wasn't terribly productive, but it also wasn't the worst. So let's go ahead and see if I can change my dice luck, but I'm predicting no. Alright, here we are at the end of turn 3, and it was a pivotal one. So Puppies made it into combat. He did kill off 2, but I managed to take out both of his small Marine squads there. But what's so pivotal about it is over here, I got the charge off. I needed a 9-inch charge, and I got it exactly. They got in their 1,000-point Death Star versus 1,000-point Death Star, and only Astaroth is left, surrounded by a horde of Terminators. As you can see, he suffered massive casualties. The big surprise, though, was the Knight whiffed against him, and I was wrong. He actually only had 1 whole point left. So I got a fist in finally, and managed to actually take him out. Over there, I fired 4 las cannons, plus the Icarus, plus the 2 las cannons from the Dreadnoughts, and plus the las cannons from here, and did literally nothing to the Land Raider. So the Dreadnoughts charged in, blew up his Land Raider, but now he's got one of his mini Death Stars there, and he's still got another one to come in. So it's looking pretty good for me, but depending on how his deep strikes go, it could hurt. He's still got that full squad in there, so objectives are up in the air. We'll see what he can do. Alright, so here we are at the end of his turn 3. As you can see, we finished off Astaroth there. My Lord challenged him, and we decided to play Who Can Roll Worst again. I got 7 attacks, and I hit with only 3 of them, with getting 2 rerolls because I had so many dudes around me cheering. But he rolled even worse than me and failed all 3 of his saves. So he wins that round of Who Can Roll Worse. Over here, he charged into my Dreadnoughts, and they kind of whiffed. So they killed off pretty much all his red shirts, and then he fisted down one Dreadnought completely, and did a whole point to another one. So we're continuing to fight there. I'm hoping having a higher initiative than him will help out, but who knows with these dice. Over here, he blew up the Rhino that was in there, and actually hurt some puppies with the explosion. Funny thing is, his Land Raider, he tried to put it right over there, and it jumped on top of my Land Raider. It wanted a hug, I guess. Went into ongoing reserve, so at least he didn't roll badly there. But the table's looking pretty chaosy right now. So we'll see what I can do. Okay, so here we're at the end of my turn 4. Moved up, grabbed that objective. Deep struck in some Nurglings to grab that objective. Puppies hold the center. This combat is surprisingly still going. Everybody but the Thunderhammer guy just whiffed. Thunderhammer guy took out his chaplain saying, no, this is how it's done. but then he fisted down that wounded dreadnought. I shot everything that could possibly see him, and I did nothing. Actually did hit quite a few times, but then when it came to pen rolls, my luck ran out. So he's going to go ahead bringing his Land Raider. Since it's turn 4, he auto comes in, and I mean, honestly, he was in ongoing reserves anyway. So hopefully he scatters on top of me again, because with those dreadnoughts going down one by one, I'm kind of losing Land Raider killiness. Alright, let's see what happens. Okay, so end of his turn 4 here. He deep struck his Land Raider in, got a direct hit. For some reason that combat is still going. I killed off one more of his guy, he killed off one more of my Hellbrutes, so I've just got Thunderhammer guy and normal Dreddy left. Thunderhammer guy, of course, whiffed this turn because I gave him praise last turn, how dare I. Over here we've got a big combat with Mephiston, Corbero, who's this crazy sergeant that gets a 2-up Feel No Pain, so that's bananas, and Furiosa Dreadnought in there. However, he is in hover mode, and he's there, so Lord of Skulls finally sees a target, and he's about to get in there and get his happiness on. So I'm still ahead on objectives, but since this isn't Maelstrom, it's anyone's game if he can get me off. Alrighty, so end of my turn 5 here. More carnage and goodness. The Terminator Blob managed to charge into the Land Raider that, of course, I whiffed on with everything. So they blew up the Land Raider in close combat. Actually, it was just the Lord strapping a Melt-A-Bomb to it, so he did well. Bravo Zulu for him. The Dreadnoughts finally finished off the last of the Marines there, and being the overeager chaps that they are, going after his now full-strength squad that was identical to the one that killed 3 of their friends. But, you know, they're Dreadnoughts. They're not prized on their tactical acumen. Over here, Helldrake's double vector struck his flyer there, and then the autocannons actually finished him off. Lord of Skulls charged in, butchered his Dreadnought. He got a 6, so just that one result alone is ridiculous. Couldn't hit his Mephiston here, and Corbero still rocking that 2-up Feel No Pain. Of course, the guy who's AP2 with an instant death weapon just keeps whiffing, and the other guy's like, no, I can hit, I promise. And then Mephiston just keeps punching some puppies, because apparently he hates dogs. So this combat's still going. Lord of Skulls, he better turn the tide for me in this combat, and over there we're going to have some happy fun times. Alrighty, so here's the end of turn 5 here. He charged into combat here, killed off all the Terminators except for the Lord, but I did do some retribution on him. We each did 7 wounds to each other. So if the game continues, my Dreadnoughts are going to go join the fun. The Lord is locked with the Chaplain. I did 6 or 7 wounds to him, and he passed all but one of his 4-ups. So his Chaplain is apparently the only lucky sod in his whole army. Over here, Lord of Skulls was like, hey, Mephiston, give me a hug. And Mephiston is toughness 6, so I didn't actually instant kill him. So he survived that massive carnage. Killed off another puppy. And as you can see, we're still fighting the good fight there. Or I guess the bad fight? So he's going to go ahead and roll by these pillars to see if the game continues. So on a 1 or a 2, the game will end.
Feeling that one.
So the game continues. Okay, here we are at the end of my turn 6. It's getting late, so forgive me if I'm not making the most sense. Dreadnoughts charged in here, as did the squad of Marines that was there. He did his swings onto my Marines. Only killed off 2 because he didn't roll very well, but to be fair, I think I killed off 1, maybe 2 Marines in there because I didn't roll very well. So we're still playing that game, but he is coming out ahead in being behind. So the dice gods basically don't like either of us. In the middle, Lord of Skulls is fighting Mephiston. For some reason, Mephiston doesn't just instantly die to D. Since he's tough 6, he technically doesn't get instant death by the new D rule, so he's just loving it. He's still got 1 wound left. I did finally kill off Corbero, whatever the crap his name is, because the Herald got an instant death hit at Mephiston, and Mephiston just threw Corbero in front of him, because that's how he rolls. So, we're calling it after this, because, as I said, it's late. It's almost 2 a.m. I have all the objectives, so he can't win, but he's going for the moral victory, just trying to smash some things, which, can't blame him. It's exactly what I would do. So we'll see what he can smash on his turn, then we're going to call it, do a recap. Okay, end of turn 6. It has ended. Mephiston finally fell to the Lord of Skulls, and his squad over there fell to, surprisingly, not the Lord, who, again, kind of sucked it up, but the Dreadnoughts. So I hold all the objectives. His army's routed. I own this city. So we're going to go ahead and set up and do a real quick recap because, again, it's 2 a.m. Alrighty, so I already put all the models away because in my sleep-deprived state I forgot about that whole battle recap thing. So I just pulled out the Lord of Skulls here because he's pretty to look at. So the Death Star idea, having the 3 Death Stars, worked tremendously. He also had a similar idea, so it was kind of fun having them fight each other out in the middle and the sides of the board. So I won via objective taking. Taking the extra troops just to sit there was really worth it in the end. Puppies, as always, are awesome. So, as usual, I will always take them. The Spartan with the 10 Terminators, I was expecting it to be overkill. It really wasn't. Only the Lord survived. So I'm glad I shelled out the points for all 10. It was a 1,000-point squad if you count their transport, so that's kind of nasty. So, overall, it was an awesome game. I love playing the bigger games. I hope you guys love watching it. So we're going to go ahead and go over to Al here, and he's going to do a recap.
So Mephiston, even though was slaughtered, is still my hero because he did take on the Lord of Skulls and actually fared fairly decently against him. Much like Steve, I had the same idea of having 3 Death Stars since we were playing with so many points. One big 30-man Death Company unit and 2 smaller ones, 15 each in Land Raiders. Unfortunately, my die rolls did me in again, as if I didn't fail to come in, when I did come in, they scattered and just mishapped all over the place. With my Death Star of the 30 Death Company, I was hoping to hit Steve's Death Star of Terminators first, because that would have been an awful lot of punishment he would have taken. But it didn't fare out as well. Steve, great player, had a great plan, great army put together, and did a very, very nice job. It was a lot of fun. I probably would have included some termies or some other choices that I could have brought into play, but I decided, hey, let me try out as many Death Company as they can, just because I love Death Company. Again, it was a lot of fun. Hopefully we'll be doing this again soon, and hope to see you guys soon. Thanks.
Yeah, so a Death Star of Death Company was pretty great. So as you can see, the shop's pretty decently sized here. So we're hoping to get some bigger games in later, maybe in some APOC. So keep looking forward to the battle reports. Thank you again for supplying the prizes here. He gave me the 5 Marines for this giveaway because I am getting close to 150 likes. So you better go like the Facebook page now if you want your chance to win. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.